Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Jensen from Dean's Chat. If you're on the fence as to whether you want to join the American Podiatric Medical Association, jump on in. It's a new APMA. Whether it's advocacy concerns, scope of practice, billing and coding, consider membership at the APMA as your professional insurance. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat, where we discuss all things podiatric medicine. My name is Dr. Jeffrey Jensen. I'm the Dean at the Arizona College of Podiatric Medicine and the host for the Dean's Chat podcast. Once again, I am joined by my co-host, Dr. Joanna Richey. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
I am doing great. No complaints. Down in Tucson for the weekend, kind of taking it easy and enjoying the Arizona weather.
This is the time of year to live here. It's absolutely glorious. And just as a fun fact, we got to celebrate one of our colleagues' 20 years of service. That was really fun for Dr. David Jenkins. So we interviewed him. You've interviewed him, I think, twice now on the show, but that was a really special recent event that just really proud of him and all the incredible work he's done in his career. So
yeah, he's been an incredible faculty member. He was at Des Moines, and then we lured him away to bring him to Arizona when the school started. So that was great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a wonderful interview today, Joe. Again, representing the American Podiatric Medical Students Association. We have two students joining us from the Temple University School of Podiatric Medicine, and I'd like to introduce each of you individually. First, Mr. Clauton Coombe, joining us from the class of 2028. Welcome to Dean's Chat, Clauton.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jensen and Dr. Richey. It's such an honor to be here. I've watched a lot of your videos, and I'm so excited to be in one right now.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, also representing the class of 2028 from the Temple University School of Podiatric Medicine, welcome Diana Atar. Welcome, Diana.
Thank you again, Dr. Jensen and Dr. Richey. I'm also very excited, and I look forward to talking with you guys today.
Well, sounds good. You know, oftentimes we go first names on Dean's Chat, but when we interview students, we still stick with Dr. Jensen and Dr. Richey. So we'll run with that for now. All right, Joe, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so we love to hear from the students. Where did you come from? How did you find out about podiatry? So if you could take a minute to tell us where you did your undergrad and what your degree was in, and then how did you find out about podiatry? Clauton, we'll start with you.
All right. So I did my undergrad at University of Maryland in College Park, and I got a bachelor's of public health science. And so I always knew I kind of wanted to go into medicine, but I just didn't know exactly what route that would be, being that I was a little bit more soccer focused at the time. But once I was done with that side of the journey, I decided to, do a post-bac to strengthen my applications for schools. And so I did a post-bac at the university. I did a post-bac in Massachusetts at College, and then I was going to apply originally only to MD and DO programs because that's all I knew about. That's all I had exposure to. So then in my gap year, I had to find a job, and I always knew I was interested with surgery. So then I wanted to find a job in that area, and I ended up working as a surgical tech for a podiatry practice. And so I got to see them in the operating room, treating pathologies in that manner. And then I also got to see them on the floor where they, saw patients in and out and did more of the palliative care and passive care rather than non-operative stuff. So I got to receive a lot of mentors in the field that kind of, they told me about the field. They gave me a lot more exposure to it. And then I really was like, wow, this is actually really amazing. And I'm so like, how did I not hear about this before? And then that's kind of how my journey, I completely switched my applications and then went into the podiatry route. And now I'm excited to be here as a second year.
Well, we're so glad that you did. And it's so fun to hear stories from our students. No one has a similar story. They may have similarities, like soccer is a common theme, sports, athletes are common, but how wonderful that you got introduced in the operating room as your first kind of introduction into podiatry. Diana, how about you?
So I actually went to Temple for undergrad, and I had a bachelor's of science in neuroscience. And I was on the pre-med track, and I knew, similar to Clauton, I was like, okay, I want to do something hands-on. I want to be doing something very interesting. Like, I want to see something weird every day, because I wanted to be entertained, I guess you can say. And during my gap year, I don't know, one day I kind of had like that realization. I was like, wait, Temple has like a podiatry program, but like what even is that really? And I vividly remember I used to watch like toe bro videos and it was like kind of like putting like two and two together. I was like, wait a minute, this is something that I like really enjoy. And people are always like, oh, that's kind of weird. But I was like, well, this is something that I like, and I feel like I always believe you should follow something that you really like, and I want to be able to do something in the future that like I enjoy every day. So I was like, okay, I really like watching his videos. Let me go like shadow a podiatrist and like see what it's like, and see if it's like actually like that in real life. And like I just remember I went in like first day, there was just this guy. It was like something you read about in like textbooks. He had a nail in his foot. He didn't even know. He's like been walking on it for like a week. And I was like, what the heck? And then there was someone else like with severe burn wounds on their foot. And it was just like, I think the kind of thing that just was perfect for me. I was just so engrossed in it. And I was like, this is 100% what I want to be doing. So that's kind of like what led me to apply to podiatry. And I mean, ever since then, I've been pretty satisfied.
Oh, I love that. And you're absolutely right. My biggest fear when I was in undergrad was being bored, like getting into a job and like, oh, what if I'm like bored all day? And I think that was the appeal, right? Something new is coming in every 15, 20 minutes, depending on the schedule, sometimes more than that. And it's all interesting. It all has the opportunity for hands-on exposure. So you're not weird. You found maybe we're all weird, but you found your group, you found your tribe. So we're glad that you're here.
Thank you.
Don, I have a question for you, and we see this all the time with students that are coming into our college. You took a gap year. Were you planning on taking a gap year, or did you take the gap year because you weren't quite sure what you wanted to do? How'd that play out?
So I always tell people this is like a very, I guess, interesting story. I took my MCAT. I was kind of like burnt out. I did not want to continue my education. I was this close to going to culinary school. Obviously, immigrant parents not super on board with that. And I was like, okay, let me like rethink a bit, take my time. And during that time, I was working as a pharmacy tech. So I was definitely getting my like patient exposure. And it was just like a lot of time to think about what I wanted to do. Because my mom's always like, you need to pick a job where every day you wake up and like you look forward to going. And I was like, I can't really see anything that's working out for me right now. Like everything seems truly terrible. But I think the gap year was honestly such a life-changing experience for me because it gave me the time to kind of like reset. Because like once I finished and I was ready to go to podiatry, like for the first time ever, I was like excited to go to class. And undergrad was just not like that. It was just such a different experience. I felt like I was like dragging my feet. But once I like had taken my time off and then entered back into like the school environment, I was ready to be an academic weapon. So
That's fabulous. And then you had a similar story in Clayton. I mean, so many students go from sports into the medical professions, and but they a lot tend to gravitate towards podiatry. So you had similar experience before you started the job.
Yeah, I will also add that I think like a gap year is actually like pretty important to help you solidify like your vision and goals and what you want to achieve. So like when I had that gap period, I was exploring different fields in medicine. So I was a PT aide, I was a dermatologist aide, and I was really trying to figure out where I wanted to go in medicine. And it also really helped me mature, I think, along with the post-bac or a master's. It helped you really like mature and to really see what you're getting yourself involved in. And then it solidified that, okay, this is the area that you want to go into. So I think gap years and doing either like a post-bac or master's if you need it are really grounded things to help you get to that next level.
I agree. So I've got your next question. Can you tell us something about podiatry school that you wish you had known before coming in? What has surprised you in the first year and a half almost? Let's start with you, Diana.
I think something that surprised me, I guess a lot of people, when they start talking about it, everyone's like, foot doctor. And I'm like, okay. But I like that going into it, like you still do full body everything. And I hate when people make that like they like kind of like separate it and make it its own thing. Like, oh, they assume that you don't know like the whole body. And I guess like going into it, I was a bit skeptical as well. And I was like unsure. And I didn't want to because like I wanted to know the full body too. I didn't want to be limited to just like the lower extremities, and I hated when people made that assumption. So that was something that like I wasn't like really sure what to expect. Like, will I truly be learning the full body? Are they gonna be like sugarcoating it a bit? Is it gonna be like a different level? And I want to say that I'm like pleasantly surprised with how things are going, and I definitely feel like I'm being pushed to my limits, and we are getting that full experience regardless. And that's something that I was not sure about going into this.
Very good. And Clayton, you and I met right when you started at Temple. Um, oh, during your short course of time there, a year and a half, what do you wish you had known prior to going into podiatry school?
Well, so there, I feel like there's a little bit of a misconception that podiatry school is easier. It's definitely not easier. I will tell you that. It's just as rigorous, just as challenging. And as Diana said as well, you are expected to know the whole body because you are going to be treating you are going to be treating conditions that affect the whole body. So your knowledge of systemic conditions is really crucial. You being like a first line and detecting something maybe potentially that presents in the feet, and then that the patient doesn't know they have. So you really need to understand how the holistic medicine fits into your treatment of the patient. So that was something that really also was like, oh, I wish I knew that a little bit more. And then the fact that podiatrists are also able to do full physicals in some states, was also really interesting to me. So I did not know that as well. But I will just say that it is very challenging. So do not expect it to be any easier. And you are getting a full comprehensive medical training. And another thing as well was that during our residencies, we go through rotations in different areas of medicine. So like primary care, you go with vasculars, you go with anesthesia. So you're going through all these different rotations because you do need to learn holistically how to take care of a patient as well, not just only through the feet. So that was a thing I wish I knew. Would have made me fall in love even more with the field.
Well said.
This is always something that I find so interesting too, Clayton. When we think of my colleagues, medicine is a team sport, right? So when I think of my colleagues in endocrinology or vascular surgery, just because they have a full medical license that they can write prescriptions to manage patients' diabetes, it doesn't mean that they are. Well, maybe the endocrinologist is, right? But my vascular surgeon's like, I'm going to refer you to endocrinology. And medicine's become so specialized that the nice thing is we get that opportunity to specialize right away. And I would mirror what both of you have said. It doesn't actually take away from the experience. It just adds a whole different level of being able to specialize right away. So I love that you both had kind of commented and some of the things that I also find so funny when people will kind of use these as like negatives against the profession, and I'm like, I love that I don't have, like, sorry, I don't manage your blood sugar and your blood pressure. You got to talk to your primary care doctor, but let's talk about how that impacts your feet today. Like, it is a wonderful part of my job. So I would love to get a little more information from each of you. We love to highlight our students that are in leadership roles. You are both part of the American Podiatric Medical Student Association. Can you talk a little bit about your role at the APMSA, what your kind of responsibilities are, and what got you interested in APMSA? And Clayton, we'll start with you this time.
All right, thank you. So yeah, when I came into school and I was exploring all the different available options to get involved, because I'm someone who, whenever I come into an environment, I really love to get involved in their environment. I like to create change. I like to, like be a leader in their environment as well. So, after I explored all the different positions that were available, I saw APMSA and I was like, I have to go for that one. So like I didn't run for anything else. I saved it. I was like, no, I'm going for this one. And the reason why I wanted to go for APMSA was because it was a national organization, right? The only national organization advocating for students in podiatric medical schools. And so it was a national organization and a 4-year position that I could be in so I can have a continuous role in it and continue to each year I would continue to do different things and it won't be staggered. And so in my role, I love how I'm able to get feedback from my class because I'm the class of 2028 delegate. So I'm able to get feedback from my class. I'm able to communicate with the other delegates as well, including the SGA president and president-elect. And we're able to say, okay, this is what our school and our students are thinking. We bring that over to the delegation when we meet, and then we're able to discuss and whether like what changes need to be made or how can we help the students have a better experience in their education. So I love that I'm able to be that bridge between the two, and bring back the information to my classmates as well and tell them, hey, this is what was happening. Like we just increased a scholarship to cover now boards part 1 and 2 for one student from each school and different things like that is going to help the students. Here's what here's what boards is going to be looking like. Here's what these different aspects. Here's what enrollments looking like, because these also affect students as well. So here's what enrollment's looking like and everything. I also hold the Council on Teaching Hospital liaison position. So with that, we're working with residency directors to how can we help students who are transitioning now from the podiatry side into residency, like students who are sort of like, they're graduating into residency, and then how can the residency programs help them learn the best that they can, support their training and everything. So I also am the liaison to that, where I'm able to be the bridge for APMSA to COTH, and then from COTH to APMSA. And so that's been a wonderful experience so far, just to be able to, I feel like, communicate well and then say, here's what students are feeling, and then how can we go about to create resolutions that can help and make things better.
Oh, I love that. And what a wonderful opportunity for that responsibility of bridging that transition. Transitions are always hard. And so the one from graduation into residency, I can imagine this is why it's so useful to have student input, because we can think, oh, as a faculty, oh, this, and this is what we want to help you with. But you may have a very different lived experience of what was difficult during that transition. And so having the opportunity to come together and bridge those gaps, I think is really wonderful. Diana, tell us about your role at APMSA.
So I'm actually the student government president-elect currently, and I think that the reason I chose to run for this position is I decided I wanted to stay kind of like on a more school level. Like I wanted to be actively involved in what's going on at the school. And I still wanted to dabble in a bit in like what's going on across the other schools as well. So it was like a good bridge in between, but definitely like my focus is Temple. And I think that like it's been definitely a learning experience though, because there was a lot to it, dealing with like the students and the clubs, and like I feel like the hardest part so far is just learning how to really represent everyone and also like be an active listener to everyone. But I think that that's what I wanted to be able to represent people, and especially people who I guess aren't as outspoken, because I myself am actually not that outspoken, but I decided to run for this position because I was like, I wanted to do something that I don't usually do. And it ended up being really rewarding because I get the chance to kind of like work with the clubs, but then I'm also like kind of working with like the head of the school and also with the other presidents of all the other podiatry schools. And we get to do things like talk about like the board scholarship or any other changes that we want to make. And I just think it's really gratifying to actually be able to have my opinion heard and then also like help make these changes happen and then like see it happen, not just like tell someone else and then like hope that it makes its way through the chain, but like actually like be there for the process. And I think there's definitely like some unexpected sides to it. Like I didn't think that I guess I'd be this involved, and it's definitely been such an interesting experience because in undergrad I never did anything like this before. So it's like eye-opening being able to even like talk to like the APMSA delegates and like seeing what they're doing with policy making as well. Like that's like a very high level issue that I didn't think I'd be involved in, and I I like the fact that they incorporate students into this whole process. So it's really just been a rewarding experience overall, I think.
Oh, I love that. And there's a couple things that you touched on that I think are wonderful, and some of the features we like to highlight on the podcast. Your willingness to kind of maybe step out of your comfort curve a little bit and say, I want to be involved in my school and the people that I surround myself with, and have the opportunity to build these networks and connections with other people, other schools. And I really commend you for doing a little bit of a stretch goal and then finding that validation and the reward in it. I think that's wonderful. And these are skills as you continue in your career. It's always those things that you're like, oh, I don't know if I could do that, that sometimes end up being the most rewarding if you're willing to just kind of take that leap. So I commend your courage and your willingness to serve, because it is hard. Each of you take a lot of your time that you could be devoting to studying or doing extracurricular activities, and instead you're doing it here in advocacy for your student, your not your students, your peers. And I think that that's really wonderful. So thank you, both of you, for the amount of time and effort and attention you put into your roles. I know that the student body at large is greatly benefited by it. So
Yeah,
back to you, Jim.
that's well said, Joe. I mean, the student body is benefiting tremendously. But I will also tell you, I know you're not doing it for this reason, but when you go out on rotations and you're meeting residency directors and you're interfacing with residents, you're going to have a background that most students don't have. And what I found when I was a clerkship director for 10 years is I loved having the APMSA students from all the schools rotate with us because they were in the know. Because you know how in practice, you're seeing patients every day and you're busy. And sometimes the students would come in and they'd enlighten us as to what's going on in the profession. So kudos to both of you. So I have another question for you. What are you most excited about in podiatry going forward? And if it helps, maybe share a story of something that's really inspired you. Clayton, let's start with you on this one.
Oh,
Put you on the spot. Sorry.
That's a very good question, Jensen. It was Diana's turn last time, now it's my turn. So what am I most excited about? So I think podiatry is growing and the field is expanding like exponentially even more and more as we speak. And so I'm excited about the direction that we're going in, as well as the different changes that are being implemented consistently, right? So state laws are being updated so to give us more access to different higher up regions in the limb, and prescription updates are also being made to expand our prescribing capabilities. And so, and different procedures are being looked at, evaluated, created. Like there's so many studies and so many things going on in the field that it just excites me to be in this generation that's coming into the field, that they're seeking for excellence and they're trying to push out excellence. And I'm just excited to be in that I'm going to come with that expectation of excellence, and I can we can then provide that excellent continued care to patients. I think I'm excited to just be in this phase of the growth and the phase of excellence that is podiatry is pushing out.
Well said. I agree with you. Diana, what are you most excited about in the podiatry field, and maybe an inspiring experience you've had?
I'll probably, like Clayton touched on, a broader scope. Maybe I'll go a little smaller. I think that more than anything, I'm actually most excited for wound care. I When we learned about, like, I think it was like debridement, and like they were talking about like the different kinds, and like one of them was like they use, like, I believe it was like larvae kind of like to do debridement. And there's just like so many interesting, weird new techniques that are being used. I just, I was just like, I don't want to learn about it in textbooks anymore. I just kind of want to see it happening. And I just want to be more hands-on. Like, as much as I love learning through textbooks, I really do just want to be in the clinic and start learning through there. And I think that like what I'm gravitating towards right now is like wound care over like sports med and other things. And I just want to deal with like, new cases every day. I kind of want to like have my own like house moment, I guess, like Dr. House. Like I just want to like try to figure out what's going on and like apply what I learned. And I think that's like what's the most interesting thing that's keeping me going for sure.
Well, that it's hard because those first 2 years are kind of once you get through the basic sciences and you get through boards, it's almost like your ticket to do what you came here to do, right? Let's go see patients. So you're getting close to that, being in
Almost.
the middle of your second year.
Yeah.
So
And to mirror or piggyback off of that, we love to do professor shout outs. So we will circle back around in just a second. But first, we'll take a quick word to hear a shout out from our sponsor.
Did you know APMA provides help with public health initiatives such as fall prevention, opioid abuse prevention, and addressing health disparities?
Did you know the APMA provides over $400,000 in scholarships annually to students pursuing podiatric medicine, helping the next generation of foot and ankle specialists?
If you're serious about this profession, if you want to grow, to lead, to make a lasting impact, join APMA today.
All right. Well, we love to do a shout out to the APMA. We have the APMSA part of APMA here today. So we'd love to hear professor shout outs from each of you. You could do basic science, you could do a clinical, you could do one of each since there's only two of you. Diana, we're going to let you go first this time. So who would you like to shout out for Temple professors that have made big impact on you?
Okay. Well, I have two, and I feel like I have to mention two. So, and just in case Clayton doesn't mention them, I'm going to mention both. So the two professors who I absolutely like love and adore are Dr. Thatcher. He teaches our physiology course and he teaches some of our pharmacology classes. And I also love Dr. Griffin. She teaches anatomy and lower extremity anatomy. And I'll just like briefly talk about both. So Dr. Thatcher is probably one of the most respectful professors I've ever had. He is so understanding, but the thing that I love the most about him is that I've never had a professor who self-reflects as much as he does. Every time we take an exam, he will look through the exam like statistics and he'll ask the class, like, did I not teach this topic well? Was something unclear? And a lot of times I feel like you come across professors who they will always pin the blame on the students. They'll never take a moment to be like, okay, was it the question that was phrased weirdly? Did I just not teach it well? He's actively asking for advice from his students. He's always striving to be a better professor. And I feel like that's not very common. I feel like most professors, will think, I mean, a lot of professors are smart. I think that they just don't take the time to really like actively change themselves. But Dr. Thatcher is just one of those people who like, he makes learning such an amazing process, but he also is so understanding and you want to go to his classes, you want to learn from him. And he is just so good at explaining. He's never judgmental when you don't understand anything. Like I could go for hours talking about how much I love this man. And then Dr. Griffin, she taught lower extremity anatomy specifically for us last year, and she's very similar. She's got a quirky personality, and I think that she's just such a cute, professor. I love her so much, and she just teaches it so well. And it's weird to have an anatomy professor who's so enthusiastic, but it just like makes you enjoy cadaver lab so much more. And I think that like she really wants you to understand it. Like she never tries to trick you with weird questions or anything like that. Like her goal is that you just understand like lower extremity anatomy. It's like it's so straightforward, it's so simple. But truly, like these two are my favorite professors.
Oh, I love all of that. That was really beautiful stated. Hopefully they get to listen so that they can hear how much their hard work is appreciated. Clayton, how about you? Who are your professor shout outs at Temple University?
So I would definitely agree with Diana on Dr. Thatcher and Dr. Griffin. They made learning so enjoyable. And I will add the two clinical professors, Dr. Andrew Meyer and Dr. Laura Sensasti. Both of these people, they are brilliant minds that, like, if you whenever I come close to them, I'm still like in awe. Like I'm just like, oh my God. Like the way they teach you, the way they expect a certain level of like, perfection from you in terms of like, like we want the best for you. So like I'm going to teach you the best, and then, like this is the material you should take to make you the best. I don't know. They're just so well respected. Dr. Meyer is the ACFAS president and the the Council on Teaching Hospitals chair as well. So they've given a lot into the profession, and they continue to have the optimistic attitude to help students achieve the best as well. And so for clinical professors, they're also really loved by the school as well. So for clinical professors, I'll give it to them. And then for our more of basic science classes, I would 100%. I love Dr. Thatcher and Dr. Griffin. My heart.
Oh, that's beautiful. There's consensus, Jeff or Dr. Jensen. That's there's often some similarities and agreements, but total consensus here. So
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
like that. I like that. And Clayton, after this interview, I'm in a meeting tonight with Dr. Meyer, and I'm going to ask him if his ears were burning. And then Diana, Diana, I also had a comment. You referred to your lower extremity anatomy professor as quirky. We've got kind of a quirky one also at Midwestern with Dr. Wisman.
I think there's something to be said about working in the anatomy lab. Probably something chemical there.
I agree.
But quirky
agree.
in the best way, of course.
Absolutely.
Quirky in a great way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think back to all my anatomy professors also. They were all a little quirky, so there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, as long as they get the material across, it's all good. All right, so it's my turn, right, Joe?
Yep, your turn.
All right, let's slide into some rapid fire questions. How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right, so Clayton, I'm going to start with you on this one. What do you do to recharge the battery after a hard week at school and taking exams? And then I want to follow that up with if part of that is included in your social media persona, because I love following you on social media. But go ahead.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I feel like I probably have a little bit more on my plate than probably other students in my class just because of how many other things I have going on. So I do find it a little bit hard to, have a free moment or just to relax and just to be able to chill because I have to manage the YouTube. I have to manage like APMSA responsibilities, cough responsibilities. I also have to manage research, so I have all these things going on. So and then of course studying in class and everything like that. So, there are a lot of, sleepless nights, but when I do find that moment, I completely shut off everything. So like, I'll just like, if it's a weekend, I might take that Friday night off and I'm like, I'm not going to study anything this Friday night. Catch up on any shows that I really enjoy or any, any movies that I've been like, oh, I have to watch this. So I'll sometimes go to bed like 5 a.m. just because I'm trying to expand my time of enjoyment. So yeah, I'll do that. And then obviously, I love soccer. So any free moment that I get, I love to play soccer. And just, catch up with family and friends. So yeah, those are some of the things. And of course, go out with my girlfriend as well, too. So some of the things that I do. She always says I don't make enough time, so I gotta make some time.
Yes, indeed. Well, my hat's off to you, Clayton, because I follow you on social media, and oftentimes I say to myself, Clayton's the man. He's just out there going for it. So way to go. I think you are putting podiatric medicine in a positive light on social media, and I think that's needed, and we appreciate that. All right, Diana, what do you do to recharge your battery after a tough week of classes and exams and get ready for the next round?
So I recently got a gym membership at a pretty nice gym. So, and my sister makes fun of me because I'll spend like a good amount of time there. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to get my money's worth. So I'll go there, I'll work out, I'll use all the saunas, I'll use red light therapy. I don't even know what it does. I'll do cryotherapy, I'll do hydro massage. I'll spend all my time there. And sometimes I even do my Anki there. Like I'm like relaxing, but I'm studying at the same time. And just like it's just so much fun because I feel productive. and I don't necessarily feel like I'm putting aside schoolwork. I like putting the two together. If I want to like fully like not do anything, I think that like baking is like my number one, but it's been a bit harder recently because like, it's just I feel like we've been so caught up in so many exams. And if I ever bake, it's like a good 3-4 hours where I'm just not doing anything. So I usually reserve that for like those really heavy weeks. And I think cooking for my family is something that really, if I ever go home, it just like helps me de-stress. Like watching everyone eat what I made and like seeing how happy they are, like it's like that's my biggest de-stressor. Is just it makes me the most happy, like to be honest. Like that's really it.
That's fantastic.
Oh
Joe,
man,
any
I
final
love that. Yeah. Actually, so fun terminology. There is a phrase for that staying up till 5 a.m. thing, Clayton. Revenge procrastination. It's like I'm not ready to go. I'm like I'm not going to do it, so I'm just going to keep staying up. And Diana, I will mirror you on the baking thing. It's like if we're going to start this, we're going to devote at least half the day to it because by the time you get it all right, like it's the whole process of it. So, yep, de-stress. But I love that you share your love language of food with your family and the people you care about. So on that, I'd love to find out food. If you guys could go anywhere for dinner, Clayton, you're going to take your girlfriend out for somewhere really nice to eat. Diana, you can take your family. Where are you going to go eat? We'll start with you, Diana.
So this is hard because I've been in Philly since undergrad. So usually when someone asks me for food recommendations, I'll ask if they're like vegetarian, are you like halal only? Do you have allergies? Because it really depends. And also some people don't like certain cuisines. Some of my top restaurants are Para. It's a Turkish restaurant in Old City. Not Old City, sorry, Northern Liberties. I love it. I very rarely go to like a restaurant more than once. Para is like somewhere that I like always go. And Pizzeria Vetri. And specifically, they have two like vegetarian pizzas. Like, I'm not vegetarian, but that's like the only thing I get are these two vegetarian pizzas. Like, they're that good. And I keep telling everyone, I was like, you don't even have to be vegetarian. Like, this is like the best pizza I've ever had. Like, it's delicious. But those two would probably be my biggest recommendations. So, which I feel like is like maybe most people would be like, oh, go get a cheesesteak or go to Reading Terminal. But I think we're past that point now.
I love that. This is like the insider's dish on where to go. All right, Clayton, how about you?
So if I were to take the girlfriend out for dinner, she would want to get sushi, but I'm not really a big sushi fan. So I'm a heavy Chinese, like I love Chinese food. So luckily for us, we're in Chinatown, so there are like a plethora of places to go to. But you'll be surprised to know I've probably only tried like 0.1% because I always go to the same place over and over. So like Emmy restaurant or like this one takeout place that I pretty much get that like maybe 4 times in a week. They know me by name there now.
Oh, that's
But yeah,
awesome.
Chinese food I love and like some ramen or some Singapore mei fan or lo mein, things like that. I'm a simple guy. I keep it simple.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, me too. Joe, any last words? Any
No,
last
thank
thought?
you both so much. It's always so fun to connect with you. And again, thank you for all the work that you do as students, but then also as leaders in the profession. And we are here to support you any way we can. And we look forward to watching your careers take off.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you both for joining us. I know how busy you are, and it's 3 hours difference in time zones. So my goodness, thank you. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating. If you get a chance, please leave a comment. And if you're watching on YouTube, by all means, become a subscriber. Joe and I will continue to bring leaders in the profession and student leaders in the profession. And like Joe said, we're looking forward to following your careers. So we are going to send you each a Dean's Chat mug. So watch out for that. Start your day the Dean's Chat way. You know
That's
that,
right.
And so we wish both of you the greatest of luck going forward. And if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out and ask.
Thank you so much. You might see that on one of my YouTube videos. I hope you don't mind.
I fully expect it, Clayton. Absolutely. I love it. We'll do it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and cheers. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye now.
Cheers.
Thank you.